Sorry about the glitch there. Audio glitch, fixed it. Great rate drop today for mortgage interest rates. Rates dropped from 6.17% down to 6.04%. And continue the drop from over 7.25% a few months ago. How does that affect you? We're going to talk about that today on our homebuyer seminar. We get together every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We live stream it onto YouTube and Facebook and other social media. We're joined, as almost always, by, however, instead of being down below, he is
Gustavo Segura. How you guys doing?
Segura. Great, Gustavo. How are you?
Good.
How about those interest rates?
Yeah, they reacted very well to the Fed rate change yesterday.
So it's so funny because the headlines are always like the world's coming to an end. The Fed's meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the Fed meets, and what happens? And yesterday, we can see that rates, they started the day about 6.21.
Yeah.
And end up today at 6.04%, almost a 0.25% drop in rates.
It's today's been a very good day. We've seen a big change, and like you see, translate to about 0.25% there. So yeah, definitely doing very well.
And if you go back in time to, let's say, August of last year, we had rates at 7.29, and people were saying then that they were skyrocketing. I'd make videos and say, well, that's not true. They may have skyrocketed, but they're not necessarily skyrocketing, meaning they're not necessarily going to go up forever like a rocket. And in fact, they've come down quite a bit, down to the rates where they were, let's say, September or earlier now, as it continues to drop down. So what's the effect? I know I have, Gustavo, I think we're having some video problems with you.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine. So we have some video.
So let me stop the video and then I will jump back in because I'm seeing that.
I had audio problems. I forgot to turn off the mute button when we started. And so it's been,
there you go.
Much better.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I think, everybody it's kind of like, your parents having a parent-teacher meeting, right? And you're very nervous about it. And they come back happy, and you're like, hey, that wasn't so bad then. And I think that's what it was. The Fed came back and they said, hey, it's only going to be 25 basis points on the Fed fund rate. And that does not mean that your rate's going up. That was just for inflation. And that's because they want to keep track of inflation. They want to keep working inflation down. So then we had a very good turnout with rates today.
So, obviously the reason why we increase rates in the short run is to hopefully avoid increased inflation in the long run. So that's the battle. But no question, it's good news for buyers today. I have buyers who escrows were delayed and they were just pounding us, desperate to close, and lenders threatening not to be able to extend their rate locks. It turns out they all could extend the rate locks because rates went down. And I think it just solves a lot of the tension in the market. On the flip side, if you're a buyer looking, great time to jump in now. Can you get in now and lock in a rate? Can you get 6% or below today if you enter the process?
Yeah, definitely. I was just talking to somebody earlier over lunch where we can do 60, 90, 120-day locks.
Nice.
We do that in order to what we call a lock and shop. So you can lock in your rate. You can go and look for a house. You feel a little bit comfortable.
You offer that? I thought only big banks could do that. You can do that too?
No, yeah, we can do that as well. Yeah, our wholesale lenders and partners can do that. I've done one up to 150 days. Now, when you get up there around 150 days, 120, say it's 6% is 30-day lock. Well, maybe the 150 could be 6.25, right? It's going to be a little bit higher because it's 4 months out. We don't know what's going to happen. So the lender, of course, is going to try to mitigate that risk a little bit more,
Right.
Yeah, but it's something that you could, definitely take advantage of. There's options.
It's better than the rates were 2-3 weeks ago. So really,
yeah,
you're now playing with some house money.
Exactly, right.
And when they do a lock and shop, do they put money in advance as their cash deposit, or just they pay that rate?
There's different lenders that will do that. Yes, some lenders will charge you, but then it's applied towards your loan as you go in. So they'll use it towards your closing costs. And it may be where they charge you 0.5% of that loan. So there could be a small cost on that. And other lenders are willing to risk more on that as well. And that's where, working with a broker, we're able to see which lenders do that and which ones don't.
Nice. And we don't work with
Yeah.
the ones that don't, we work with the ones that do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the update on that. For those who are used to seeing Patricia Castillo on our call, unfortunately,
Right.
COVID got her. And so she's out of action today and
Yes.
left it to us to carry the torch and move forward. So the main topic is interest rates, certainly increased activity, buyer activity, not crazy like it was last summer,
Yeah.
but I would say solid like it was last January. I think we're
Yeah.
definitely in solid territory.
I just probably right before this call, I was on a call with the buyer, and we're taking a look at their rates, and it's FHA, and I was able to get them below 5%. So the rates are definitely moving today. I'm hoping that it continue this way. Usually when something like this happens, we may have like a big day, and then it kind of corrects a little bit tomorrow, and then the next day, but I'm hoping that it doesn't correct a lot and we stay within this volume here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, we don't have Patricia today, so we're going to cut it a little bit short. Shout out Patricia. Hope you get better and come back next week. But if somebody's interested in talking to you about locking and shopping for their mortgage or questions on the mortgage, where they qualify for, Gustavo, how do they reach you?
Yeah, you can definitely call me or text me at 714-334-4563. I think it's a great time to know how much you can afford. Right now, with the rate coming down, your affordability just went up. So you may be able to get an extra $25,000, $30,000 depending on when you were looking. So if you were shopping around 4, 5, 6 months ago, you definitely are going to be in a position now where you have more buying power.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so, and there's still some sellers now who've been beaten up a little bit. So it might be a good time to jump in and get the deal at a decent price, as well as a great mortgage. And then sellers also, whatever you're selling for, the house you're going to buy might have come down in value, and or the mortgage rates have eased up a little bit. So take those opportunities as well.
Yeah. And I was going to say the seller concessions, even if you think it's not a lot, even if it's $5,000, it helps. I just did one where they're buying the rate down for one year, so it's a short-term buy down, but it was about less than $4,000 in seller concession. And of course, that first year for the new homeowner, it makes them feel good that they're gonna be saving about $300 a month that they don't have to pay because of that seller concession. So and it's not a lot. It was under $4,000. So there's still a lot of things out there that can make buying really feel comfortable and affordable.
Fantastic. Well, okay, look, fantastic. Great job. Thank you for being in here today. Again, shout out to Patricia Castillo. Hope you feel better next week.
Hopefully it gets better.
5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We live stream it on YouTube, Facebook. Reach out to Gustavo if he can help you. I'm at Bill Gross EXP if I can help you. As always, make this your best day ever. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bill. Have a good one.